And I think we are live. Let me just make sure.
Are you streaming on Twitch or YouTube?
It's YouTube. Let me just pop in and make sure everything. Why does it say video unavailable? What? There we go. Okay. Ooh, that audio is weird. There we go. Okay. Okay. It should work. Um, just it sounds a little weird. Let me just make sure the settings are right.
You're fine. Do what you gotta do.
Just make sure the settings are right. Alright, I'm gonna post this. If people start complaining, I'll try and fix it. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, we are live. We'll let other people join in. I am with King Koopa and Gatreo today, and we are going to be ranking the other teams in the Upside Down division for Pokemon VDL. Y'all ready? Okay. So first up, we got. Oh, before we do that, I actually have a tier list with all of our coaches,
Oh, hey. That's cool.
and then if we have the best team here. So for depending on how many S tier coaches we have, one of them is gonna go up to best tier. All right, let's start with Zombie Kidney. What do y'all think of this team?
He's got a couple things going for him. He's got a lot of bulk and a lot of variety with the sets he can run.
Mhm.
But also Aerodactyl is, I think, is the fastest thing drafted, which is pretty scary, especially like rock flying, incredibly strong offensive
What is
typing. So
Aerodactyl's speed stat?
it's a 130 base.
Yeah, that's fast.
I looked at this yesterday. I'm pretty sure it is the fastest thing drafted. Close second was like Talonflame at 127.
Mhm.
Wow, that is that's scary. Definitely, speeds like almost everything in draft.
Yeah, I mean choice band, Stone Edge, or what? I don't know. Flying does he get dual wing beat? I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't get like braver or anything like that.
You have to have every time you play this guy, you're gonna have to have something that can just tank that because you're not outspeeding it without Scarper.
I think it's like solid coverage too, right? Earthquake, Dragon Claw,
Yeah.
and like it
Gets
Aquatail.
gets the fangs as well.
I think that I like Sylveon a lot too as a 19 pointer.
Yeah, Sylveon's a really. I think Sylveon's a really strong first overall pick because you can run it bulky or you can run it offensive. It's really versatile.
I definitely feel like nothing that they have is bad. Everything has a role. Everything can do something.
I think Tatsugiri is one of the more underrated spinners on the board as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
Because it's with its great defensive typing, it's pretty bulky. It's like surprisingly hard to break for a lot of teams.
Dragon Water is good offensively too, to be honest.
And it can
Yeah, I mean,
nasty
and it's
claw
just
and take them.
it can come in and drop a Drake. I've seen this thing sweep and live tiered before. I've seen it Tatsugiri 6-0.
That's crazy.
It gets up a nasty claw and a rapid spin, and you're just not catching up to it.
The thing learn Ice Beam?
I think it's Icy Wind, not Ice Beam. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't get ice beam, really?
No, it is Icy Wind. That's it. Doesn't get any coverage. It has Chilling Water, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Hydro Pump, Surf, and Terra Blast.
Yeah, you know what? Well, Dragon Water's good enough for not to need that much coverage.
It's really solid defensively too. Only one weakness. Oh, two weaknesses: Dragon Fairy and then Freeze Dry Quad Weak, which isn't bad at all.
I mean, it gets Memento. That's a nice option as well.
For pivoting, yeah, if it was a like last second thing. And it's flip turn as well, I think. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you come in, you get a spin, and you Memento out to your hitter. Seems pretty strong, especially this guy doesn't have like a particularly rock weak hitter. Like, it would be really good for that specifically, unless he wants to bring like Butterfree.
Yeah. Hold on. I think this is a solid A tier, honestly. Maybe.
Yeah, I think this team just like has no glaring holes. Like it's just really well rounded. And a lot of its Pokemon can run a lot of different sets, so it's going to be tough to prep for.
The Terra Captains are really interesting.
I love Terra
I
Butterfree
think-
personally.
Yeah, I do think that is probably the one weak point in this team. It doesn't have an amazing offensive Terra Captain. None of them are like particularly scary to deal with.
Yeah, this team is the New York Conchcrows, and I think they're gonna be our first A tier team.
Yeah, I think A tier is solid for that. I think even depending on how we feel about the rest of the draft, it could be bumped to S in like relativity.
I could see that.
Honestly, it has a good mix of defense and offense, so yeah, A tier is great.
Next we have Super Baller. I think it's an interesting draft.
This draft confused me a little because he drafted a really good fire type, a really good grass type, and then went completely waterless for the rest of the draft.
I feel like a bulky water is almost like necessary for a team for pivoting and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but like he's two parts already to a really strong fire water grass core, and then just gave up 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
And there was so much on the board too when he took Doshman. And there's still stuff on the board. Like there's still Seismitoad and Quagsire chilling there.
They probably could have gotten Dash Bun later.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Dashman's definitely like because it's a fairy type and relatively cheap. It was bound to go eventually. But I think for his team, he would have rather have a water type anyway.
Mm-hmm.
How much is
Like Vaporeon is still on the board. Lantern is still on the board. There's so many bulky waters. Quillfish would have worked.
They definitely could drop a couple mons and get good water type.
I think it would make his team a lot more well-rounded.
It's not bad.
I do really like Terathwacky, I will say. Terathwacky kind of goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Archeop pick is really fun. I think there's 150 base attack, right? It's really solid if you can keep it all if you can keep it healthy.
It's got like base 110 speed and 140 attack. Yeah, so it hits really hard and it's pretty fast. So I mean, you give it like a citrus berry to make sure it stays above half.
It's worried about hazards. Like you have to like boot or like bury it because if it goes under half, it becomes.
It can only take one rock. Because the second rock will put it at half.
Mm-hmm.
His only forms of hazard removal are just Sandslash and Archeops itself, isn't it?
I think so.
That's kind of
Unless there's random defaulters, that just happens.
Yeah, they give anything.
No, I don't think. Yeah. If Draclo came out in Gen 7, it probably would learn defog.
Yeah. I like Mega Ampharos a lot too. I think it's a really fun mod to use.
I think it's a fun pick, and I would have liked to see him better build around it, honestly. I think he kind of has it. I don't really think he's drafted much energy for it.
This team has a nasty ice weakness, doesn't it? Ampharos. I think Tingros gets thick fat, but Archeops, Sandslash, Dracloak, Thwacky before they Terra.
Tingros doesn't get thick fat, it's Regenerator.
Oh, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm ROM hacks then, I think. I know a lot of ROM hacks give a thick fat.
You might be thinking of Venusaur.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a nasty ice weakness.
Sure.
I didn't even realize that.
And Darm doesn't take hits very well.
Shedinja is immune.
I don't know, its special defense is pretty bad.
Shedinja's immune, but you get one rock up, and unless it has like boots or something.
Yeah.
You have to choose between boots or sash every week.
Yeah. I don't. I feel like
especially with his like pretty mediocre hazard removal, it's probably going to be boost almost every time he brings it.
Yeah.
Thwacky and Ferroseed are good Terra captains.
Drac looks
But
interesting.
it's like, yeah.
Dracloak is surprisingly good. I've used it before. I mean, it only has 60 special attack, but like a Terra Dragon Drake Meteor, so it's gonna do damage.
Baby Drake, it's still fast.
I mean, and also you run it physical, you can Terra Ghost, Terra Blast, so you don't have to deal with Poltergeist or Phantom Force. I mean, because it doesn't get Poltergeist.
You could.
It doesn't Dragon Darts, right?
No.
It doesn't. Only the big one shoots them. But yeah, you don't have. You want to run physical, you don't have to deal with Phantom Force because you can Terra Ghost, Terra Blast, and that feels pretty good for this one.
I think this team is really solid offensively. Defensively, it's decent. Tangrowth, Ferroseed, Muck.
Genuinely, I think all it's lacking is good water. Because like there's that ice resistance you need, right?
That would really help, honestly.
You're still pretty weak to freeze dry, but I feel like freeze dry is weak enough where you can let Darn take a couple.
Mm-hmm. It definitely has a lot of potential. It's not bad.
I think I might even be easier for this one personally. I think there's just a lot of synergy. There's like good mons, but they don't help each other too much.
You know what? That's true. When I look at the individual Pokemon, I can see how they're good and they're really scary. But when you put them all together, it's like, well, do they cover each other's weaknesses? Not really. Are they strong? Yeah.
The Tangrowth, I will say the Tangrowth Dachshund, like that two-piece, will be a little difficult to break through unless you just have, except when you have a poison type. Poison type will just run through it.
Yeah.
Or any like poison coverage is just really strong with that. That's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like just once you break Tango, Doc's Blunt, maybe Mach, like this team just kind of dies. So we're thinking C tier?
Really, yeah, really, the only thing that would be like hard to break is Tangrowth because it's a Tangrowth.
Yeah.
It's just
It's fast.
insanely bulky with your generator. That's why it's a 19-pointer. It's almost a grass type. It's almost a grass type, bro.
If it did have like that, that would actually be like disgusting. If it resisted, well,
Who keeps
took
joining?
less damage from ice and fire.
Oh, I wish.
Welcome.
So yeah, I think C tier is solid. I feel like it could be B tier just because it has some really strong offensive threats, but I think this
Yeah.
is probably best.
Just needs to make a couple of changes, and then he'd probably be better off.
Next we have Vanilli, who I think this team's really solid.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. Just looking at it.
I'm not the biggest fan of Mandibuzz personally as a 19-pointer.
You think it should be lower?
Yeah, I mean it's bulky, right? And I guess access to foul play, but like its abilities aren't the greatest.
If you look at the 19 pointers, it's like it's the only bulky mon with a pivot move outside of like Sylveon and Baton Pass,
Yeah.
right? So it's like this thing is its job is to just come in, take a hit, and then click a slow U-turn, and then just it gives you free momentum, especially against teams that are more on the physical end, because it'll just eat any physical hit you throw at it.
Yeah.
Well, it has such good moves. I mean, it learns Toxic, Knockoff, Defog, U-turn, like you said.
Yeah, this team does have really good hazard control, I will say, because Toad is a really good spinner as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is Toxic not banned? Like any Pokemon can use Toxic? Because I know Hidden Power was banned.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this. He got really consistent hazard control because it means Shandy can run Scarf for Specs a lot safer every week. That's really important for Shandy as a Mon.
How does our
So good
spikes
Mara
affect
gets
our
tried to spin too.
Shandy feels pretty bad if you don't have Specs or Scarf. So if you're like forced to run moves, I feel like that Mon is not as good as 17 points.
I think doesn't Chandler have the highest special attack of any regular mon?
It's tied with like a Bolt, yeah, for any non-Mega Legendary.
140.
145.
Yeah, just this mon hits so hard, and he gets really good coverage too, right? What is?
It's like Energy Ball and Psychic, I think. It's like it.
I think that's all it needs though. It doesn't need a lot.
Oh, I guess Dark Balls too.
Our Ghost is pretty good offensively.
Does not. Oh, it does Psychic. There it is. But yeah.
Too bad Munchlax just sits on it.
Yeah, who got the Munchlax? I forgot.
Let's see. No one?
Someone dropped it?
Somebody did.
Maybe someone dropped it.
Yeah,
I think.
Munchlax is like a. I did this exact thing in my other draft league. I had a terrible Ghost weakness on my team, and Chandelure was one of the biggest threats. So I just grabbed Munchlax, brought it to that battle, and it just. You switch it to Chandelure every single time. You can do it like 100 times without getting punished.
That's beautiful.
And then I ran Pursuit on it. So you just do a KO. If he doesn't read the Munchlax switch, the Shandy dies in 2 hits.
That's crazy.
Their team is extremely scary. Because Sharpness Gallade, and then you have Chandelier. Intelligence is really good.
They hit really hard. It is, but they also have like pretty strong defensive. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised he didn't Terra Knuckle Stack. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was
Terra
about to
Knuckle
say.
Stack would have been really good instead of Haunter for sure. I don't think Haunter's getting that much out of it.
Are spikes affected by Mycelium Might? I know status moves are, but I don't know.
They are. Anything that's not attack, yeah.
Mm.
Generally, it'll probably be Toad School. You definitely want to run offensive more often than not, because you can run like Spin, Earth Power, Leaf Storm, and then coverage option, and it's usually pretty good.
Fair.
Crash Ground is just so bad defensively.
Yeah, it's pretty bones.
And this one just doesn't take a hit either, so it has bad defenses. Or it's 80-120 special defense, but a nice beam still killing.
He has good ice resist though, because he has Knuckle and he has Tobinamaru.
Knuckle Stack Rock doesn't resist ice.
Oh, fuck, I'm dumb. I was thinking of it. Yeah.
No, it's I feel that. I've done it.
He has Inteleon resisted.
Chandelier resists ice.
Yeah.
He's a lot of ice to back up Toad Scroll. So honestly, like I could see him bringing like a Spec Toad Scroll. Feels really good for his team.
Ooh, Specs Toad Scroll.
That's
It's already pretty fast, base 100. Yeah, I mean you could run a Scarf. I still don't think it hits hard enough for Scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Mycelium Might really like do anything in the lower tiers?
It just all it does is make your genuinely for Toad Scroll. All it does is make your spikes go second always. Which honestly can be a good thing if you're in like a spinner mirror, right? Because it means you get up your spikes and then you can hit them before they spin.
Yeah.
So like in niche scenarios, it can actually help. It only gets spikes, right? It doesn't get rocks.
It doesn't get rocks, I think. No.
Does Mycelium Might ignore Misty Terrain?
No, it only ignores abilities.
Mm.
That also means, is there any magic bouncers in the tier? I don't think so.
I think Espeon's allowed, right?
It is?
Yeah, Espeon is.
Not drafted though.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Espeon's pretty act. Maybe I should draft Espeon. Would have been a good psychic type.
How many points is it?
14? Yeah.
14.
What? That's such a steal.
But yeah, I don't
For
think...
low tier, I can see that.
Is there any other magic? I don't think anyone drafted a magic bouncer.
No.
Oh, not to.
Oh no, not to.
You want to count that not to. So, hear me out, guys. Toad Scroll can set up spikes on not to. So it's gotta be good.
Let's go.
I would put it at A tier.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it's solid A too. Just some offensive needs.
Yes. Who was this? It was Amelia, okay.
Honestly, the only change I would like recommend is probably giving the Terra to Knuckle Stack instead of Haunter.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure.
I think that would be the best possible change to that team.
Okay, this is our Mexico City.
I see the vision, but I feel like every time I've seen somebody Terra Captain, Haunter, or Gengar, it just doesn't give them as much value as I think it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, because I think Terra Captain is best used for either, like, there's two things. It's like a Pokemon with variety, so you can use the Terra to supplement like running a different kind of set, like different kind of coverage, or to just enable it to hit way harder. But Haunter's like not hitting that hard, and it doesn't really have a variety of sets, so there's not much reason. And even if you wanted to run like a defensive Terra, it's not that bulky, so it's not going to take hits regardless.
Yeah.
Haunter's is base 115, which isn't bad, honestly, for low tier. I think if you put Scarf or Specs on it, maybe I feel like it could do something.
there's a lot of special demons. There's a lot of like high special attacks just being swung around.
Yeah.
So I feel like everyone has an answer. Like everyone has like a good special wall, so that it'll just come in on Hunter every time. If it's an offensive terror like that.
Alright, next up we got Betrayal.
Hey, it's my draft.
Yeah, I did a mock for his match this week, so I got to build with this team a little bit. It feels pretty good. I like a lot of it.
For me, it looks it looks a little passive. Like because
It does feel very intuitive to want to toxic stall with this team. I will say that. Because like when I was playing against when I did my mock against I forget which team it was.
it was my
Which
team.
team were you going against? It was your team, right? I brought the corrosion slazzle just to get because it didn't have any coverage to hit the tentacle. So I brought it just specifically for the tentacle switching, which did work, but didn't end up mattering at all. Because I could not find I had no way to copy Rodriguez on the team that I built, which was a big problem.
Oh yeah.
I very much underestimated Copper Rodriguez.
I can admit that my offense is definitely lacking. But I feel like things can set up and really steal games. Sword Sense, Tinkaton, Nasty Plot, Lazzle.
Yeah, you have a lot of scary stuff that people have to prep for. But at the same time, when I was playing your team, it felt hard to get them in. But that could be me.
I definitely feel like potentially the weakest link in my draft is either Slowbro or Persian.
I feel like Slowbro without teleport was so overrated.
Yeah.
It feels like it's really bulky and it can stall things out, but it just like without that pivot move, it feels so bad to use.
I was thinking about dropping it. I'll see what I end up doing.
Regardless, it wouldn't take effect for week 1. So
That's fair.
you can play this week and then maybe change it starting next week.
No.
Can we talk about Terra Pikachu? Like, I've been doing damage calcs on this thing. This spot hits so hard for no reason with Terra and Life Ball.
Oh yeah.
It actually kind of scares me.
Terra normal fake out and experience speed. It's my favorite thing ever. I remember asking, if Light Ball plus Terra was allowed, and then I was like, why do I even have Raichu?
Nah, this thing's a better Raichu in this format. It's actually scary.
I'm glad that I could drop a Raichu because I really wanted to get Serena, but it was just like a matter of points. Had the budget.
Yeah, I mean, Serena was pretty good for you. It was your only spinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Serena's my favorite. I think it's my favorite spinner in this format.
It's really good. It hits surprisingly hard as well, and I've seen it do really well with Soul Best setups, like really well. The thing is pretty hard to break a lot of the time.
And most of this team is Eviolite, Gligar, Zarina, Defensive Houndstone, Shuckle, Slowbro.
Yeah, you do have like a really bulky team, but then like you have like 2 big win con pieces and like Scrafty and Salazzle.
Yeah.
But even Scrafty is like bulky. Like Salazzle is your only real frail mon outside of the low tiers, the low end.
Well, Scrafty, Persian's pretty frail, and then Pikachu's very frail.
So I'm saying outside of like the small pointers.
Like
all of his big pointers are bulky, except for Salazzle, really. Because like even Scrafty's on the bulkier end.
I think this team's still at B tier. Honestly, it's very.
Yeah.
I think it's a good placeholder to rank other teams.
I agree. Because this will be like if you don't have good hitters, or if you're weak on the defensive end, this team it'll punish for that for sure.
This one's you, right, Yatrail?
Yeah.
I really like your logo, by the way. I think it's very clean, very nice.
Oh, I drew it myself actually.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's sick, actually. I had mine commissioned.
I had a different one, and then someone made it for me for free because they got bored. Next, we got Alpha, who sniped three of the Pokemon I wanted, which is very, very annoying.
Well, I have good experience against. Did you drop who?
They dropped Lilligant, right? I think.
This might be our first S tier.
I really like it, honestly.
I have good experience against teams. I played several mocks against it already. Strength Sap Driplim is like fucking beast. I hate that thing. It's so
The
annoying.
fact that it can Terra is disgusting.
Yeah, but also the one thing I will say is I kind of have disrespect for Mega Houndoom because my Arachnid completely shits all over it. I have not had any trouble with Mega Doom, but that is like an Arachnid specific kind of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Sun
Some
Boost,
perfect counter, pretty much.
Solar, what is it? What ability does it have? Solar
Power.
Solar power, there we go.
Sun Boost is Solar Power, Fire Blast doesn't even do a KO Arachnid.
We were
I
talking
mean,
about
against
the
Water
yesterday.
Yeah, water bullet. It's a water bullet. But yeah, I mean, I think Mega Doom is really strong, especially when he decides to bring the sun with full picks. But even if he doesn't bring the sun, like Grafai can just like prank Sunny Day and then
Party shot.
Party shot out. Yeah.
Lots of bulky stuff on this team too. Galarian Weezing, Swampert,
Yeah, I mean, I think
Probopass.
Swampert's one of the best rock setters as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just comes in, click rocks, click a slow flip turn. Get the hell out of there. And Galarian Weezing is like notoriously hard to break as well.
There's an Echo, yeah. Someone did mention it.
Technical issues. Fun.
I hopped on stream before. I don't get what's happening. I don't want this.
Coffee's here.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think this could definitely be the first S tier.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Really good synergy top to bottom.
Great offense, great defense, good pivoting, good hazard removal.
He's got what he has is a lot of bulky mons that also hit really hard, and they all kind of center around the Mega Houndoom being this fast, just like insane damage drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he can pivot around with like Swampert flip turn, Vikavolt Volt switch, Grafia U-turns, like him on top intimidates. Like he can pivot around with all that stuff. And even if Mega Houndoom never comes out, you're taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, I think Mega Houndoom's really cleaner. I don't think it's because one nasty plot, and then if a team's broken enough, it just completely rips it apart.
Yeah, you get rid of the bulky water, and Mega Doom will just run you. I will say this is a really good matchup for that Dash Bun from earlier though. Dash Bun will just kind of roll Mega Doom. It doesn't really get the coverage, or does it? No, it gets Sludge Bomb. Never mind, it gets Sludge Bomb. That's the one coverage it does get is Poison. Because I looked at this to make sure it didn't have anything to hit Arachnid. It gets like Mega Houndoom is very similar to Mega Manectric, where it's like it's fast, it hits really hard, but it just has no coverage. Like it sends out stab and like one coverage option, and that's really it. It's Shadow Ball too, I
That's the
guess.
thing about Houndoom. If you don't have a specific counter to it, like a Requinid, then it
Yeah,
just like it takes chunks out of your team.
if you don't have a wall for it, it will run you. Like even your your answer would have been like Slowbro, but Slowbro just gets
Yep.
done up by a Dark Pulse.
When
Yeah.
I was looking at everybody's team, the first thing that I was thinking was like, damn, how do I answer this? I have a couple ideas, but we'll see. We'll see how things go.
But yeah, I think it's a good S. I think it's a good like nice uh judge of an
S
S
tier.
tier.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Next we
Now
have.
the next, yeah, cool training. I want to say he did make some transactions that haven't gone into effect yet. Cool Trainer Jalen. I think we should take them into account.
Let me see
What do you do? He
what they
dropped
are.
Incineroar for Cobalion.
I did a lot of mocks with him and
Ooh.
his team,
Where am
and
I?
I. Oh, hello.
Hi.
But yeah, I did a lot of mocks for his team, and he was in. I because he's openly said that this is his first this is his first draft league, and he would. So I was helping him out a little bit, and his team was I completely railed his team with Terra Rock, Terra Blast, Frostmoth because he
Mm-hmm.
everything is Rock Week. So I told him he should definitely Incineroar is kind of out of place here as like a bulky wall because his entire offensive core is like fire types and rock weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted a defensive piece, Incineroar is just not the one. And I think Cobalion is like a quad rock resist. It really helps him.
Does wonders for his team.
Yeah, it's also super versatile. It can be offensive or defensive. So I think it's really good for him specifically because he can just build it any way he needs.
I could kind of get where he was coming from. When you want to make a Sun team, you're kind of
It's
forced
really
to
easy to
have
just keep drafting
overlapping
fire
types.
types.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told him. It's like I think your offensive core is good. Like it's fine if they're rock weak because they're not meant to take hits anyways. But you want your defensive pieces to complement the offensive pieces so that you can get them in, right? But because if they all share the same weaknesses, someone's just gonna
Yeah.
click Stone Edge over and over and over, and you're never gonna have a chance to bring those pieces in.
I definitely think that when it comes to Rain and Sun, Rain is a lot more fixed for defense, and Sun is more fixed towards offense.
I'm surprised no one drafted Rain. Actually, now that you say that, Pelipper and Kingdra are both still on the board.
Pelipper's a nine. Not Pelipper, Politoed, right? I think Politoed's on the board.
I did too.
Yep.
Is Pelipper on the
Pelipper's on the
board?
board?
No, I don't think it is.
I didn't think so.
Oh, it
60 points
Oh,
is
is.
it
the
is?
average.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Is Barraskewda in the? It has to be, right?
No, I really hope it's not. It's not.
Okay, okay.
That mon, even without rain, I feel like it's way too strong for this format.
It would have been the fastest thing in the tier. You just throw a choice band liquidation on it, and it runs full teams.
Still, Kingdra's a great Rain. Maybe
Rain.
maybe we'll see somebody pick up Rain. We still have a couple more weeks until we're locked in for our teams.
Yeah. I just don't think weather teams are that fun, personally. I don't know. I think it's just
I
me.
think they're good. They're a fun gimmick to run once in a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've tried multiple times, though. I've just never had fun using one. I think that's just my opinion, though.
I
No,
definitely
yeah, I mean
value
you like what you like.
versatility in a Pokemon.
Yeah,
I think that's why I
that's
drafted
kind
most
of
of the Pokemon.
that's the advice I gave Jalen. I said I like the Sun team. If you have having fun with the Sun team, don't just completely change it. We can change the
Yeah.
other stuff to make it better instead of because he was thinking of dropping the Sun. I was like, if you want to run Sun, you should run Sun. Just change the
Hmm.
other pieces to make it stronger.
No, that's completely valid, yeah. I
But
could.
if we're with the Cobalion and the Samurai pickup, I think this team jumps from D tier to either C or B, for sure.
I could. I thought I'll put it in
Mhm.
C for now, and yeah, if we look at the other teams, I can make change. We can make changes from there.
Yep.
But I do think it was D tier before, literally because if he had a fast rock type, it just wins. You just beat him.
Wins. Okay, so it's this one. Next we have Pretty Lilies. I love this team personally. I think it's really solid.
I this team, this is the team I was building for when doing mocks with Jalen because that's his first opponent. This team is really fun to build with. It is super fun. Everything everything on his team can be an offensive threat or a defensive piece. It's kind of crazy.
I like the amount of Terra captains that they have.
And Terra Frostmoth
Bro,
is just, I think it's the best Terra captain in the format, or
if
at
he
least one
ever
of
if he
them.
ever doesn't bring Terra Frostmoth, he's just trolling. I think it's so stupid.
And they drafted Mega Abomasnow for Snow as well, just to boost up that special defense even
I
more before
didn't
Terra.
I didn't I didn't I didn't use much of a Mega Obama Snow because I feel like it was bad into the Jalen matchup.
Yeah,
But
countering.
it's definitely really fun.
Whoopsies.
Mega Bomba Snow, like uh, the buff that Snow gave Ice types, it makes it like a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever get Frostmoth in the snow with one Quiver Dance, it's like unkillable. You don't
Especially,
get
yeah,
through
for
it. And then you just tear it to whatever. Like you bring Ice Beam, you bring either Giga Drain or Bug Buzz, and then you just bring whatever Terra type you need to cover the rest of the team every week. And it's just every week it is like a demon because of the Terra. It can sweep any team because of that.
I think this team kind of lacks a physical breaker. Like I think Talonflame only has like 90 attack. It's 81. That's wow.
Yeah,
I
I
will
was about to
say
say
I will
90. No
say
way.
yeah, Swords Dance Talonflame feels pretty good for that team, but also he has a Chronot, which is
Oh,
a
I
pretty
didn't see
strong
that.
physical breaker,
I didn't see that.
and Flygon. Flygon does that job too pretty well.
I don't. I feel like if a Flygon's gonna be a break, if Flygon is gonna be a breaker, it has to be like banded. And
Also, don't
or
disrespect the Fez. The Fez kind of hits.
what is? I think it's like 90, right? 91. Yeah.
Pheasantipity and Empoleon cover their weaknesses pretty good.
Yeah, it's an insane bulky.
Besides
It's only
ground,
ground. It's only ground, but when you
yeah,
have Flygon as a Levitator, Frostmoth resisted, Talonflame flying type, Mega
yeah,
Snow
Golbat.
resisted, you have a lot of answers to the
I
ground
could
type.
definitely see like a whole bunch of U-turns, flip turning into each other.
Very nice
That's
pivot team.
exactly what
Yeah.
let me tell you. That's what I did to Jalen. I U-turn Fez, flip turn Empoleon, U-turn Flygon, U-turn
No,
Talonflame. I just
the fact that
constantly
they all get
getting momentum until
It's
I had a
so
perfect
good.
matchup
Yeah.
I click Swords Dance and Talonflame and Brave Birded his whole team.
they all get roost too. So
Oh yeah. One, two, three. I think this team could be in contention for S tier too. Honestly.
I think it should go in S tier.
Which Pretty Lilies? I think it's this one. Yeah. So we have two in contention for the best team now. Next up, we have King Koopa.
That's me. I'm a little biased on this one. I love my boys. That's all I will say.
A big thing I found when doing mocks for you, right? I think you have like one was it fire or flying? You have one flying resist and like three weaknesses. Like I think that's why Drift Bloom is like super good into you, especially with Terra.
That's definitely part of it. Yeah. I am flying weak. That is true. That's like one of the few things. The big problem is I really don't like Magnezone into the alpha matchup, but also I kind of need the flying resist.
mm,
But at the same time, like I've in Driftbloom is like the only problem. for me on that team.
I
It's
mean,
the only thing that's really ever given me trouble, and I have answers for it. Like like Kingler completely does like at least 50 to it if I'm just clicking raw liquidation.
Mm.
and then we
It's such a good offensive mon, especially with Terra.
Yeah,
Life Orb, Sheer Force, Kingler with liquidation, and it's nasty.
Kingler was Terra banned in the last low tier I did, and so I saw it wasn't in this one, and I'm like, all right,
No,
I'm
it's
just gonna
incredible.
use it. I'm gonna see what the hype's all about.
Big full advantage.
I think
If
Abyssal.
dude, I've been saying this ever since I finished my draft. If Kingler was in Gen 9 and got Terra Blast, my team would be so busted.
No, this mine is insane. I like Terra Kadabra
But
too, honestly.
The Terra Cadabra's only to come and click Terra Psychic Extending Force. I'll be real.
Mm.
That's all it's there for. Like
You do have a
like
flying.
in the matchups where dark types are missing, it just goes.
I
The
like your
flying
terrain
weakness
core.
is
Yeah.
definitely a problem, but like you said, you have ways of dealing with it. I think Magnezone is probably the best like flying resist that you could possibly have in a team.
Yeah, I mean, like if flying is really a problem, like Magnezone is a quad resist to it, and
Mm.
I really liked Magnezone, Araquanid. I really liked getting those back to back. They cover each other's weaknesses literally perfectly. There's no shared weakness between them.
Fire, no. Ground, no. Fighting, no. Flying resisted. Ice, not
If
ice.
only Araquanid got flip turn.
Dude, if they give Araquanid a
No.
flip turn, he would be
I
so
just
good.
choice ban flip turn everything. I don't understand what else you want to do. He doesn't need webs anymore.
It's just bug type Swampert at that point, to be
Yeah.
honest. The main issue with
Or
Araquanid is that like most if you have physical coverage for it, it kind of just crumples. Because like one of the biggest issues for my Araquanid in the Alpha matchup was I saw people bringing Stone Edge Swampert. That was kind of handling my Araquanid
I
pretty
think I should
well.
have brought that too.
you are pretty weak to dark types too. I think your only resist is Halucha.
I saw
Yeah,
rock a lot.
I'm also not particularly weak to it. I only
Me
have the
too.
two weaknesses, and one of them's a Terra Captain.
I saw rock. Like, you have what, three weaknesses, and then Magnezone is your resist. But rock type's usually slower, and like Hawlucha deals with them
Yeah.
decently.
I
I
mean, yeah,
think
Hawlucha's just pretty fast. Like
yeah,
the only rock type I think that's outspeeding him is
like
Arrow.
Aerodactyl. Yeah.
Oh, maybe no. Archeops is slower. Archeops is 110.
I think this team's a very.
I'd
I
say
like your terrain
your
core.
team's I'd give it a solid A
The
tier.
train core is fun, and I have experience with it because I played a Gen 9 OU. I had a Sneasler Rillaboom core, which was really fun. And
Does
it's
Indeedee
kind of
get
frustrating.
VP?
No, it doesn't. It gets
What?
I don't think it gets pivot
Really?
unless you count healing wishes. Pivot.
Baton. No. Did it get teleport? No.
No, it doesn't get teleport.
That sucks.
That's the one problem with it. But at the same time, like I can run healing wish, and
Yeah.
the thing with terrain core is it's a lot different than weather because you don't need to get I don't need to get Halucha in instantly. I need to get it if it's in on the last turn of terrain, then I get my seed proc and I'm going, right. I don't
Yeah.
need it to be in for the full. I don't need to get full value out of the psychic terrain. Like all I need is one turn to proc the seed, and then we're off to the races. So like I can just pivot around, like I can get into my Magnezone and slow volt switch, or I can pivot to any of my other bulky pieces.
I'm
Like
very happy.
one thing I have said, I think Torracat is like the biggest value 5-pointer I've ever drafted. It has been so good for me.
In low tier specific, yeah. I think Torracat's very solid because it can
Like
both be
it is
EDLI and
such a
teleporting.
it's such a I've been running boots on it permanently, just because that's how my team is a bit of a boots merchant. I will say I'm running boots on. I have 3 pairs of boots on for most of the games.
Did you build for
But
all of your matches?
no. I haven't built for all of my matches. no. That's just like what I've been running when I have like because I've done a lot of mocks like and I've changed up the items and I like
Mm-hmm.
if I don't run boots on the ones that have boots and then rocks get brought, it feels really bad. Like it just feels terrible because Torcat is meant to just like pivot over and over and over and over, just keep coming in, keep spamming intimidates and parting shots, and if I can only do that 4 times, it really feels bad.
Because what are your hazard removal? It's cryogonal.
It's
Halucha
just
gets defog.
it's Cryogonal or Lucha Defog, and Lucha bringing Defog on Lucha feels pretty bad most of the
Does
time.
Maractus know rapid spin?
No.
No,
Oh, it doesn't.
Cryogonal is my main hazard removal in spin
I
because I
don't.
also don't want to bring Defog because my team is very
Mm.
like where it's built around webs. So if I bring Defog, it also feels a little
I
shaky.
think Cryogonal is not the greatest because usually if you want to spin or you want it to be bulky, right? And I think Cryogonal
Cry-
is decently
Cryogonal
capable.
is surprisingly bulky on the special side. It's
On the,
Yeah,
130
that is good
SPDF.
special
but
defense.
80-50 defense isn't the greatest. So
That's true. And
Yeah,
ice.
it's definitely not the most. It's definitely not the most ideal spinner, but it's
Mm-hmm.
done really good for me so far. And worst comes to worst, if I'm playing against a really bad hazard matchup, I either start stacking J's like I'm a shoe collector, or I just bring defog on Lucha. And it's that
Yeah.
simple.
yeah.
There's definitely ways to counter people stacking hazards on you. You could always stack hazards back.
Yeah, I mean I have Maractus for spikes. I have rocks on Mamo. That's I think that's the biggest weakness of my team is I don't have good hazards and my hazard removal is
Mm-hmm.
also shaky. My hazard game
Yeah.
is poor. I think that's the biggest weakness of my squad.
But I mean, the potential in offense and defense is too
Yeah, I
good.
mean if you look at every mon on my team except for Torcat and Maractus, all of them just hit hard. They all just throw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What are we thinking then?
I think high A tier right now, and if we want to, we can definitely move this to S tier afterwards.
I agree. I agree with A tier. I think if I had better hazard control, then it would be yes.
Yours is this one,
That one. Yep.
and I think I'm next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think yours is S tier off the rip. Like you just have demons across the board.
Yeah.
You have two like really strong offensive and defensive pieces in your top two, Crocodile and Haxorus. You probably have the best rock setter around with Crook, and then everything else is just fat. Tentacruel,
Yeah.
Florges, Orthworm, Cofagrigus, just absolute beefcakes back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I wanted to pick up my defensive core early since I knew they were gonna like fives. I'm honestly surprised
Yeah, and
Orthworm
also,
even came to me.
yeah, why didn't you Terra Orthworm? Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Terra Orthworm.
Terra
I mean-
Glaceon and then Terra Glaceon's obviously too expensive for Earthworm, so
Yeah, right. Okay. No, if you were planning on the Graceon, then I could see it. Yeah.
I just wish Glaceon had like a useless ability. I mean, a
yeah.
You see,
useful ability.
you're the exact opposite of me on the hazard game. You have really strong hazard game. Because Tentacle is probably one of the best spinners in the tier. You have Crook, one of the best rockers in the tier, and Roserade for spikes.
And
And
then,
Orthworm for spikes. Two really, really good spike setters as well. Do you have any other removal? Does someone like get defog or something?
Floor just gets defog.
Floor just gets
Really?
defog. Of course, Floor just
Yeah.
gets defog. And so yeah, your hazard stack is really, really strong.
I definitely feel like your team has probably the highest average BST because when I look at all the mons, they're just like they have such high stats. They're
It's
so
like
fat.
it doesn't even look low tier at this point. It looks like mid tier.
Yeah.
But also, the Terra Gumshoes, that thing is terrifying.
I know adaptability
as a
and then
as a team
110
as a team that doesn't have a ghost type, that thing is staring me down. That thing is scary.
You have Magnezone, it's okay.
I do have a Magnezone. He's here.
But it does get Earthquake.
And an
Its
Intimidator.
coverage
But
is so good.
Stakeout is really, really scary to deal with.
hmm
The
It's just pursuit, but like somehow scarier. Because like whatever you're switching in might just die randomly.
The obligatory normal type with good coverage because this thing gets like all the fangs, it gets
Yeah,
Earthquake,
I think it gets
Sucker
Crunch.
Punch, it gets all the punches.
It gets
With
pivoting,
that,
U-turn
you
pivoting
even
everywhere it goes.
yeah, even just like Terra normal, that thing is really scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's my entire play with good.
But also I said earlier, but Koff Egregious is fucking so annoying to break through. That thing is terrifying.
How much HP? I think it's like 50 HP, which is also only a bad stat.
Yeah, but it just has like
Yeah.
it's the same. It's built like it's a ghost type Toxapex pretty much, where
Yeah.
it's just built crazy defensive with like little HP.
There's 95 special attack too, which is honestly really solid.
That's not bad at all.
Pretty sure it learns a nasty plot too.
Yeah. And
And its
combo.
coverage isn't terrible. I think it knows Giga Drain.
It gets energy ball, not Giga Drain.
Oh,
The thing that was destroying me in our mock was Pain Split. Pain Split ran up. Done up on me.
If it got like recover or something, that I think it would be actually unkillable.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it got real consistent healing, that thing would be unstoppable. Oh, me.
It's a good
I definitely
supporter.
feel like if you don't have your heart set on Terra Glaceon, you could get Terra Orthworm, maybe drop Wug Trio and get something
Yeah, I'm
that would
definitely
be better for your
thinking.
team.
I want to draw. Wug Trio. It was just a cheap mon. It was fast. That's why I picked it up. But I had a different plan on it anyway. So I don't. I just don't know what to drop or what to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
The Wug is funny. It's funny that it's your fastest mon too.
It's 120.
Actually,
It's honestly surprisingly fast.
yeah, it's very fast. The problem is it just doesn't do anything with it. Like, it just doesn't
I
do
mean,
damage really. It's like not scary.
you definitely have a lot of room to change things up, but not by much. Because I mean, like your first 8 Pokemon, they're just so good.
Dude, first 9, fuck it. I like that. The whole team is just like stacked up. Like I think the one thing that could come to bite you is like without Haxorus, your win cons are a little bit shaky. You're very
Hmm.
bulky, very passive. But Haxorus does that job really, really well. But I think in matchups where Haxorus is not as good, you might struggle to find a win con.
Yeah. Crook's
Other
not the
th- other
best
than just
breaker.
like, huh?
Crook's not the best breaker in the world. So.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had Crook is really nice. I mean, Crook is like a great scarfer if you wanted him to be.
But I
Like,
feel like
Scarf
it's like a
Moxie is
scar.
ideal.
Yeah, but I feel like you just come in once everything's broken and then you start killing. But I just feel like
Clean it
if you
up, yeah.
lead it, it's not the best.
Unless, yeah. But that's the thing with Crook is it can be a lead like Rock Setter, Taunter, whatever you want, or it can be a breaker, and an opponent has to prep for both because it's like it's your most versatile mon, but it's also your strongest. And not to mention Ground Dark is just like a really good offensive typing, really good. But yeah, I think that's an easy option for S tier, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
I don't think that. Also, really, really based name. I love the Apple Clan.
Thank
Love
you.
those guys.
Next we got Freak. Off the jump, this team's really specially offensive, especially threatening.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Looking at the top 3, just 3 special demons. You breakers.
Does
Then like
anyone?
Mienshao is just there as like the goat pivot in this tier, just spamming regen U-turn over and over and over.
Terra Carbink being 1 point is such a steal.
I know.
1 point carbing is a steal. It's the same with Fion. Why the hell was Fion 1 point, by the way? I want to point that out. Like, that was insane to me. Like, it's base 80 across the board, mono water. Like,
It's
why
hard
is
to
that
get
1
it set
point?
up. It's hard to get it like going. Like I know it can be usually like a bulkier mon, but
You
I,
could
I
just run like assault vests on it. Is the thing.
but
You
then
don't need
what?
it to be a sweeper. It can just be a bulky pivot. Doesn't it get flip turn?
I mean, yeah, it does.
Yeah. All it needs to do is be like a bulky pivot, and it's base 80 across the board is better than. That's better than most of the mons like up to like 7 points.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I don't like Starmie as a spinner, honestly. I mean, it's decent. If it needs to spin, it can spin. It can be bulky.
Yeah, it's just really frail is the problem.
Like I'm usually want to like specs, a life orb, extra belt, and just go full damage with it, right? I
I
don't want to
mean,
waste this on.
he does have like defog Moltres because you're running boots on Moltres regardless of
Yeah, but
how good your hazard removal is.
I feel like Carbink usually runs rocks. Klefki, if you're not running spikes, I'm what's wrong with you, genuinely? Like Klefki, spikes, Thunder Wave, it's complete support mon, right? And I feel like getting rid of your own hazards is it's not the greatest, and then just Starmie with Rapid Spin isn't the best either. But it's an
Klefki gets
option.
default too, by the way.
Because I mean, like if you spin block with a ghost type, you pretty much immediately threaten it back, and it can't really do anything to you.
I think Absol is a very underrated pick. Honestly, I think it has like 130 base attacks done.
Yeah, honestly, I think it would have been a lot scarier if it was Terra instead of
Mm-hmm.
Vespiquen or Tangela.
Why is Vespiquen more points than
Actually,
Absol?
wait, it can just be Terra. He has enough points, doesn't he?
Six,
No, he
nine,
doesn't.
no.
He's at 14. He's at 14. So honestly, I think you could drop Tangela
Yeah, for sure.
and it would be better.
Terra Lapras is too good
Why
to
is
give
why
up.
is Tangela 3 points and Fiona's 1? Someone explain this to me.
Oh, its VST isn't like terrible.
I was helping a friend mock, and the opponent's team was like full stall, right? So he brought stall as well. And Tangelo just sat there. I think we went for almost 200 turns, just like spamming stall pawns. And this mon gets leech seed
Yeah,
infestation. It's
I guess it
terrible.
does. I guess it does still get regenerator. So
Yeah.
it
Having
is
a
still
defensive
valid.
Terra on it is really good.
It does. I mean, I guess it is just like baby Tangrowth that gets everything.
I mean,
It's not
it was
missing out on
a
anything.
fully evolved mon until Tangrowth came around, right? So I think they just kind of built it
True.
like that.
But it was a Gen 1 fully evolved Mon, so there's
Yeah.
some asterisk on there.
I don't know why his team just like it's a little weird in the sense that I feel like it's not that bulky, but it is at the same time.
It's like he doesn't really have like bulky hitters other than Nidoqueen. Like he has bulk and then he has hitters, and not and like Nido. I guess you could argue Moltres is like a bulky hitter, but like everything else is like either just bulk or just hitting, like Starmie, Hisuzoro, or Mienshao. But then also he has like a lot of low pointers, so this team has a lot of variety in like how it can be built because he has like a few really high, like he has 6 big hitters, and then 4 like or even 5 just like randos that can just show up and do work.
I think that's the best way to put it. His team looks like straight out of
It's very top heavy. Like he doesn't have any
Yeah.
mid tiers. Like you look at it, his lowest of his top mons is 15, and highest of his bottom mons is 5.
But
So
he definitely got
he has no 6 to 14 mons. No, none of the mid tiers.
yeah. He definitely got a lot of value picks though.
Mhm.
Getting a Terra Lapras for only 5 points is
Yeah, no, I
nothing
think
to,
that was
like,
really
sneeze
solid.
This team, like I think this team, like most weeks is just going to be bringing top 6, right? But then there will be like a week where Terra fighting Carbink is just like a demon, and it just shows up to press.
Isn't
press iron
Carbink in the
defeats.
top 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, I meant like his like top 6 point wise.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
Got it. I think this team's a solid A tier, honestly.
Yeah, I give it A tier just because like its top 6 is really good. Like that's
Probably
you need to prep for all 6 of those mons, and then like you kind of have to treat the others as an afterthought. But Terra Carbink is not something you can have as an afterthought. That thing will
No,
just
that
run
next
up.
mon is really. I think it's really underrated, honestly. Next we have Snack Machine.
Snack Machine.
I think this team's really solid too. Terra Grumpig for 1 point was an absolute steal.
Dude, Terra Grumpig is insane for 1 point. That is absurd, actually.
I'm a big advocate for Terra Rhydon. I had it for my first ever draft league, and it did so much work.
Yeah,
It was my kill leader.
Can't they afford more Terra
Yeah,
Pokemon?
the big thing holding it back is its typing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the
That's
fact that he has it as a
exactly.
Terra captain.
That's what I'm saying. Like Terra Water, Terra Grass, like anything like that. Any like decent defensive Terra, it just runs through things.
I don't
Thing is,
understand these
if you
people.
give it an Eviolite, you can like it really lets you put your EVs just wherever you want if you want it to be more offensively. Because when you give it an Eviolite, it gets a lot better at taking special attacks. Its defense just goes through the roof.
Yeah, what I do notice is this team doesn't have a spinner. It only has defog, I will say. Which, when you're running Skarmory, that feels kind of bad. Because Skarmory
Yeah.
is like the hazard stack goat in this tier.
I really
At
like
least he
this
has
stock,
a
honestly.
magic bounce.
There's a magic bounce you were talking about. Grumpig, right? I think. Or was it Hatcham?
That's true.
Hatcham.
And the thing with this team is like hazard stack Skarmory into like a Scarf or Specs Gardevoir is so scary. Because Gardevoir would just like Oko stuff after rocks and spikes most of the time.
Yeah, he has webs on Spite Ops too. If you get them up with Specs
Yeah,
Gardevoir.
this guy has like crazy hazard stack, but then has to run defog for his hazard
Yeah.
removal. I feel like that's a big oversight in this team.
I mean, even webs with like Guts Obstagoon.
Yeah.
I would like to see him drop some of his lower end mons to get a spinner. Like he could drop like the bottom 3 and get like is there like a decent 6-point spinner on the board? There's gotta be.
Probably
For
is.
low tier, I mean,
It doesn't even have to be like 6 points. How much is like War Turtle?
think it's.
Soul Rock spinner.
Did I break it? I think I broke it. Hold up. I almost broke the dock. Okay. War Turtle. War Turtle's 3 points, yeah. So, does Sora get spin? I
I
don't know
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
It's round. Why wouldn't
You'd be surprised.
it? That's usually how I judge it. Is like if it's
No,
round,
it doesn't get
probably just
spin.
gets rapid spin. Really? That sucks. I just threw that one out there. Damn.
I don't know why I thought that was like 100% too.
Actually, is Furret on the board? Still?
Tidy up?
Tidy up.
Yeah, you could just
Well,
bring
doesn't
Tidy Up.
that
Furret.
That also
doesn't that
also
zero.
already
remove?
yours?
Yeah, I
Oh,
removed
yeah.
those
that gets
hazards.
yours. Damn. Never mind.
Terra Ferret would have been
There's a
so
lot
fun,
of things
honestly.
that I feel like should get rapid spin. Like, why doesn't Glalie get it?
It doesn't?
Nope.
I really thought it did. No. That
I mean,
sucks.
Whirlipede. Surely Whirlipede gets rapid spin. Hold
That
on.
means
I have to
Scolipede
be right
gets
on
it.
that one.
That means Scolipede would get it, and now Scolipede doesn't spin. Nope.
One moment.
Whirlipede doesn't get rapid spin is crazy. That isn't. It's literally a rapid spinning Pokemon. Come on now. Its name has Whirl in it.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like a lot of Pokemon that just get moves don't get moves that they should. It's very, very annoying.
I mean, it's the whole Growlithe can't growl, right?
Yeah.
It's sometimes Pokemon just fucks up.
I
Wait,
think.
like Wartortle's there. I mean, Steenie is right there. Steenie should get spin.
Yeah, Steenie gets it. Yeah.
There's probably more in there that we're not seeing. Like you could also trade up, go a little higher, like Armaldo. Good spinner.
I think
Kamala's a good spinner.
I thought Kamala was drafted.
No, Kamala is right there.
No.
Might have been dropped, but it's on the board.
I think this offensive core is really solid with like Gardevoir, Obstagoon, Serperior, even like offensive Rhydon and Grumpig could be really solid. Very solid
I think
defense.
Dredigan's a bit of a sleeper too. Like Dredigan can be offensive or defensive.
No, yeah, it's 120 attack.
It's like a pretty good breaker.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't get Dragon Dance?
Mm-mm.
What the fuck? The dragon Pokemon not getting Dragon Dance. That is.
But what is it dancing? How's it gonna dance? Like,
He can wiggle a little bit, bro. But yeah, I mean, it gets rocks too. Not that he's lacking hazards.
I could see this team being B or A tier, honestly. And I think the lack of spinner really hurts a very hazard offensive
Yeah.
team.
This team wants to hazard stack and just spam strong moves,
Hmm.
but the problem is it can't get rid of the other hazards without getting rid of its own. Like a really big deal. I think B tier is my vote.
Let me see what snack machines thing is.
I think literally one low tier spinner and it becomes genuinely.
The crowd. Okay. No one in D tier so far. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think anyone has like a terrible team.
And last but not least, we got Yuji. I think Whimsicott is honestly really, really solid. That's the first thing I see. Like a fast fairy type that gets access to Prankster, and if you send it, even if you send in your Dark type, right, it's still firing off strong Moonblast for super effective damage. I
Didn't
think.
Rampardos Terra at one point? Did he change that? I could have
No,
sworn when he drafted it, he wanted a
he
Terra.
wanted Rampardos Terra, but he already had Orbeetle, so he just said no, don't give me the Terra. But I
I,
think he should have definitely.
I don't think Orbeetle wants Terra. I don't think that's worth it. I think Rampardos would have been way better as a Terra captain.
No, I
Because
mean,
Rampardos without Terra is kind of ass.
even I mean, you could just Choice Scarf Head Smash is still doing rock slides. They're still doing a lot of damage.
Even Scarf, that thing is not outspeeding like mid speed tiers. It's so slow.
It's 50. Thought it was more actually. It's 58.
Like it's a terrible Scarf. It's 58. It's just not a good Scarfer even.
I thought it was a lot
Like
faster, honestly.
yeah, that's why it's terrible because it's squishy. It's like not bulky at all, and it can't outspeed anything. Like I don't know if there's a team on the board that just can't deal with Rampardos if it's not Terran. Because like all you need is just like fighting coverage on anything, and it falls over.
These
Sorry
top
about
two.
that.
You did. What?
Also, I been saying this. Why does the Rockhead Pokemon not get Rockhead? Someone explain this to me. Why does Rampardos not get Rockhead? It would still be bad even if it had it, but it would slightly more usable.
There's definitely a whole bunch of things where just one thing would make a Pokemon like way better, but Game Freak just doesn't do it for some reason.
Rockhead would not make Rampardos way better. It would make it like slightly more usable because it's the problem that it's slow and frail would still be a problem. Like it's just the classic case of offensive Pokemon does not have bulk or speed, so it's just bad.
I thought Poipole was Pecharunt for a second.
Oh.
The demon himself. Holy.
So to say, where did you guys end up putting Snack Machine?
We put him in B
It
tier,
was
I think.
B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I kind of do they have webs? Yeah, Orbital gets webs. I think the entire purpose of this team is like chip down, get your hazards up, and then let Raptor plus Alakazam win the game. Honestly.
Yeah, it seems it's similar to the Snack Machine team, right?
Mhm.
Where it just like hazard stack and you just send out big hitters that can just one shot anything off of hazards.
Except this team has a really good spinner in
And
Delmise.
yeah, Delmise is a great spinner because it's also a spin blocker, so it just wins the hazard duel.
Mhm.
It also just hits really hard. Delmise just slaps. Like it gets triple stab as well. It's really really nice.
Terrasimapore is funny.
I think Singapore is a really I really like Singapore because it gets nasty pull out and solid coverage. So. And it's
Your water
90.
type, the only coverage you really need is Ice Beam most of the time.
Fair, but it still gets like grass knot and stuff. Yeah. Just for water types.
And
Yeah, and Umbreon is a really really good pivot because you can just slow but dry pass permanently.
Does it get roar? I think Umbreon gets roar. I think.
Is what?
Yeah, it gets
Roar.
roar.
Oh, roar! Yeah, nice.
So good. I think it sits and like it stops sweepers, right? And then you could phase them out with roar. I think that's really solid.
Hmm.
What does Steelix do, honestly? I don't understand. I don't like Steelix very much.
Just really physically bulky. That's like all it does, right?
Just get
Which I
body
don't think he
press.
necessarily needed because he already has
Yeah,
Dull
it's body
Knives.
press.
Did
Dull Knives kinda
Steerx
already
get spikes in Generation 9?
Who?
Oh, I was asking if Steelix got spikes in Gen 9.
No. No spikes.
That sucks. Everything and their mom got
I
spikes,
feel
but
like
not
Toy will get
Steelix.
spikes for some reason.
Who's paying me?
Probably gets toxic spikes.
It does get toxic spikes, but not regular spikes. I don't know why I thought it would get normal spikes. Just kind of looks. It's kind of a vibe. Spiker.
Ooh.
Whoa. Thank you. And bro dropped his phone. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this team. Like maybe he's lacking a fire. Like he's pretty weak to fire. Is like the one thing.
I was about to say. It's the case where like the things that resist fire just don't have the bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think this team is gonna really struggle with Mega Houndoom. I will say this is one of those teams that's gonna really have to prep hard for it, and like
You'd probably
is
have to do
the
something
its
crazy
fastest one
like
is Zam at one. Its fastest one is Zam at 120, right?
I think so. Raptors only. I think Raptors like surprisingly slow, isn't it?
So after it's like 100 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it's
I
basically
thought it was like
100.
120, 110 until I looked at
Yeah,
it for this board
it
specifically.
does seem like it should. I mean, it's just like a bird, right? Birds are fast, especially raptors. So it makes sense.
just your mind associating the fact that it always runs Choice Scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is often scar. Like Star Raptor is just like a scarf or band merchant. You're just running one of the two. Like if it's a good, if you have a good speed tier for your matchup, you run band. If not, you run.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
Probably the
simple.
best answer to Houndoom that he has. Just Scarf Close Combat.
Scarf CC, yeah. That or like hope you land a focus blast with Zam.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I always forget how utility umbrella works.
I looked at it once and I think it was like really bad.
Really?
It,
Because
it
I always thought like if you have it, you take like you're not affected by the weather.
it's only
Yeah,
sun
you
and
don't.
rain. It doesn't apply to snow and sand.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't take 50% extra from water, basically.
Oh,
Is what
really?
I
That's how
think
I
so.
thought it worked. So like
Am I
if you have
wrong?
utility umbrella on Umbreon against the Houndoom under the
That's kind
sun.
of that's kind of tech, actually.
Wait, let's on calculate.
Yeah, I
Hold
mean,
up.
you're without regardless of the sun boost, you're still getting hit by a solar power stab fireball. So it's still not
Yeah.
Well,
fun.
I mean, would it ignore solar power too, since that's a sun affected ability?
I don't
I
I
have
don't
no
think
idea.
so. I don't think so. That's something we'd have to test for sure. But I don't think so because solar power is like
Yeah.
'cause it's not
The item only ignores the weather, not the ability. So it
yeah,
probably shouldn't.
that's what I'm assuming.
Dang.
Although we found out me and Dino found out yesterday that sheer force affects berry procs, which is funny.
It was so weird, yeah, because I was holding Key Berry Drift Blim, right?
Yeah, he brought Keyberry Drifloom into me. I hit it with liquidation from my Kingler, and it just didn't proc the berry.
And then we tried again with X Scissor afterwards, and that procced it. So
Yeah, it's like the non-sheer force move did proc the berry, so it's really interesting interaction.
Wait,
Like,
wait, 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 wait. What? So if you
do you
hit
know?
something that sheer
Do you know
force
what
boosted,
Yeah, you know what Keyberry does when you get hit by a physical move? It boosts your defense, right?
yeah.
If you hit them with a sheer force boosted move with, of course, with sheer force, it doesn't proc the berry because it's a secondary effect technically. But if you hit them with a non if you hit them with a non sheer force boosted move, even if you have sheer force, the berry does go off.
That's so weird.
It is like really odd.
that was my entire
I
strat.
always
It probably wouldn't like do the same thing with berries that like give you health or boost stats, right?
No, it's only like if the hit itself is causing the berry to proc. Like
Uh,
it's because key berry is specifically when you get hit by a physical.
yeah. What a weird interaction.
Yeah, we just figured that out literally last night in the mock. Very
That's
very
it
funny,
kind of
very interesting interaction.
ruined my entire play with that.
Yeah, it does. Ironically, it is super niche, but it's actually saved me in that matchup because he would have run away with the game if that thing had gone off.
Hey, the more you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know if you have a sheer force mon, Keyberry doesn't work against you.
I definitely feel like their team, we kind of went on a tangent. I'd put it in maybe like low A or high B.
Yeah, I think it is an A tier. Like its offensive threats are too scary to put any lower. I think
Hmm.
like Staraptor and Zam just would just blow up most teams.
So this is our current tier list. Uh, we don't have anything below C tier, which is I think is really really solid.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think. Yeah,
the
I think after the Scovillains, the Sun City Scovillains make their changes, I don't think any team is like bad.
everybody has potential to grow. There, it's the first week, so people can definitely make changes.
Yeah, we also could just be wrong, right?
Yeah,
Like someone
These
someone could
aren't.
just pull up and just like bring out some demons.
Yeah, that's the thing with like these kind of analysis. Is that the right word? I don't know.
LSD.
Yeah,
Analysis.
analyses.
If that's a team they're comfortable with playing, and then they could go completely. What I think we're doing 9 weeks. They can go 9-0 this season for all we know. If because of that's
Yeah, I mean
just
we all have our own biases, like
Yeah,
specific Pokemon.
yeah.
Like we might think one Pokemon is overrated, some like, and then we're just wrong about it, right?
Hmm.
the beauty of draft. You never know.
And
Like maybe
now,
we walk away from the season realizing that someone we never even gave a second chance was like actually insane.
oh yeah, honestly,
Or
It,
we'll
it,
leave the
it
season.
happens. It happens every season with me. I learn about a mon, and it's like, wow, I want to try them now. They
yeah.
seem like they would do
That
really
happened
really
my
well.
first season of draft, right? I drafted Terra Articuno, and it's like in my PRs, right? They just completely ignored that was a real mon, and they talked about my only ground resist being Buzzwole, which is also a Terra captain, and then
Big man Buzzwole.
Articuno became my kill leader with I think it was 8 or 9 kills by the end of the season, and it was just like I was really happy about that. I don't know, it hit something different.
It's always good to give Terra to something that's held back by its type,
I
because
mean,
you get to
that's why
see its potential.
Volcarona got banned from Gen 9, right? Volcarona with a real typing is just actually insane.
Hmm.
It's a
I don't know.
classic story. Bad Mon saved by Terra.
I love bug fire so much just because switching into like a fighting move, being able to resist it, and potentially proccing flame body,
Flame Buddy. Yep.
it's so like satisfying.
Going back on track, since we do have this one tier now, if y'all want to go and now,
The best team.
yep, between all the S tier teams, we can find which
So,
one we think is the
can we
best.
recap
My
the
vote.
two teams? It was Pretty Lilies.
Alpha is in mine.
Offers, yeah.
Was in yours. Mm-hmm.
So,
I will
I'm
say
definitely
I will
stuck.
say I want to off rip. I think I want to disqualify Alpha from best because I think Mega Houndoom is too counterable
mm,
as a centerpiece Pokemon. I think there's too many counters for it to be the best team. So I think Alpha is out. I think it's
Really?
between your team and Pretty Lilies
well,
to
I
me.
feel like
Yeah.
this team has enough breaking potential, chipping potential with like hazards from
Yeah.
Swampert, and then even they can even do damage, right? Like Vikavolt, really solid special attack. Swampert, flip turn, keep chipping. Weezing gets Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, and it can even do damage on its own.
He doesn't
Drifblim's.
have a single bad Terra captain.
Mm-mm.
True.
Mega Houndoom is really counterable, but if you get enough chip on a mod, I feel like it can still come in and break all those mods. Still.
Right? Because I mean, even if you like get rocks up, he has the good removers.
I think Driftblim gets defog, Hitmontop. No, Galarian Weezing
Few
defog,
easy. Yeah.
Vikavolt defog,
Drifblim
Drifblim defog,
defog.
Hitmon rapid spin. It's really
Yeah,
solid.
he definitely brought the hazard removal because of the Doom, right? Like you need it
Hmm.
for the
Hmm.
Dooms.
No boots really hurts it as
I'm
well.
I'm I'm between Alpha and your draft for sure. I like Lily's draft, but there's there's some parts of it that seem a little unnecessary. I don't think card coal gives them that much value. They could definitely drop it for like a
I
better
think every
spinner.
Terra
Oh,
captain
Carkle gets spin, right?
except
I
for
just
Frostmoth.
realized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tarkle is a spinner, but like I don't think like this team is not super reliant on its own hazard. So like Defog and Polion is like a, and also Defog on Fez.
Hmm.
So I don't think that's necessarily an issue for this team. But I do agree. I think every Terra captain except for Frostmoth is like kind of just here for the ride. They're not really
Yeah.
gonna do much
Yeah.
because like
It's kind of crazy that they have that change up their draft, even though it's already like solid.
it actually it's kind of similar to Freaks draft where it's like its top mons are really strong and then its lower end
Hmm.
is just like there for fun.
Yeah, because I mean, like Golbat and Dragonair Dottler, they can do things,
Like
but
it's like the top 7 pointers for the Pretty Lilies team are all super good value picks, and then it's a 1, 1, a 1, and
I wonder if they did that on purpose.
maybe very possible.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that I definitely feel like Alpha's team and Dino's team, they just like all their mons are solid. They have a role to play um in the team, right?
Yeah, you're right. Those teams are definitely like more variable. Like there's more to prep for between those two teams.
It's solid. It's solid.
I think uh, well, I think we're both like kind of in agreement here because you discounted the Lilies team, I discounted the Alpha team. So it's like there's really only one option, right?
I'm not
That's
gonna
true.
influence y'all here.
By
If y'all wanna.
process, the pro being
I
a process of
I
elimination.
think genuinely no bias on.
It's
I think it's
it's
Dino's
really
team
tough.
because like
It's tough.
Dino's team is like a perfect blend of offense and defense, maybe leaning
Yeah.
towards the defense side a little much, but then like just you can be getting toxic stall for 100 turns, and then you like make one mistake, Haxorus hits the field and clicks D dance, and it's over. GG.
My only argument would be that Dino still has some things that they could change around,
No, for
but
sure.
Alpha's team is like perfect.
Yeah, I think everyone has things they could change around. I don't know if I would call Alpha's team perfect.
It's really good.
Like
Like,
I think
what
a
would
big
you
issue with
change about it?
A big issue with Alpha's team is lacking a strong water resist because their only water resist is Leafeon and Fion.
Mm,
And Theon probably
Like
tears that hit most of the time.
that and yeah, and I think that is like the biggest weakness for that team. Like maybe you bring Sun to counter it, but are you really excited
yeah,
about bringing Vulpix to a game every game to cover a water weakness? I don't think you want to do that.
definitely not.
So like that's the one thing I think. Like I don't think Alpha's team is perfect. I don't think no draft team is gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
Every
right,
draft
right.
team is gonna have things you can change
Mhm.
to be better. But I think Dino's team like perfectly covers the weaknesses it wants because it's
Hmm.
like all of its defensive pieces are really nice. Like he has 2 really bulky special mons, 2 really
Right.
bulky physical mons, and then an intimidator. He has one of the best rock setters in the division, one of the best spike setters you can get. Just like really strong pivot with flip turn cruel and baton pass florges, and then just like a an all around great win con and probably the best dragon type in the
Mm,
division. Right. Like Haxorus is the only dragon type that I really prepped for in my draft, like before everything went through. Like Haxorus is that's why I didn't draft a fairy type. Because I
yeah,
just didn't think there was enough dragons to really warrant like super pioing a fairy type. Because Haxorus is
besides,
like the only big threat.
yeah.
I know Alpha was talking to me about it, right? Like he said he definitely regretted putting Haxorus in the 18 point slot, and
Hmm.
because I basically I feel like in my opinion I got 2 19 point mods for what point for a
Yeah, you
point
did.
cheaper.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely think Dino has the higher highs. It's
Well, the thing
just
is,
those
I
those small things.
don't think Dino ever has like low lows is the thing either, because his team is so bulky that every game is going to be close. Like it's going to take so many resources from his opponent to break like his 4-man defensive core every single game.
That's fair.
And like if he knows how to play it well, the longer the game goes in favor, because the more opportunities the opponent has to make a mistake, right? And you make one mistake and you let the hackers in on a free D dance, like you're just cooked.
I feel like that you can see the same thing in reverse, right? If I made a mistake, I let one of my defensive pieces go, like, because the
Yeah,
big thing
yeah,
with
but
my
the thing is when it's your team, the one you have experience on, the ball is kind of in your, right?
Yeah.
It is because you have the experience, so you're less like, with your team, so you're less likely to make the same mistakes, right? Like even if you weren't very good with it right now at the beginning of the season, the later we get into the season, the scarier your team becomes, because now you are better with it, you are more familiar
Yeah.
with your mons, and you're way less prone to make those mistakes.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Whereas everybody in the season, like up until playoffs, we're gonna be playing your team for the very first. So it's a lot more likely that we make them.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Well, you convinced me.
Yeah, I think I was pretty dead set from the beginning.
Is that it?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think I think that is a fine tier list. Like I said in my draft analysis, I don't think anybody had a terrible draft.
No.
Like even before the Sun City Villains made their changes, like it's still a really scary Sun team. Like
Yeah.
it's still you gotta prep for that. Like the only problem with this team is like if you had an offensive rock type
Yeah.
or flying type.
But even so, like I'm a big fan of Terrasco Villain, honestly. Like
Terrasco Villain is really scary. It's very like if it gets in the sun, it can run you up.
hmm
I always love when a coach drafts their mascot.
Yeah.
I think it actually was the other way around. He drafted Villain and then made it his
Oh.
cut. I think that's the way it happened.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's funny. I've yet to draft Toxapex. I really want to, though.
Yeah, you're not getting in a low tier league, buddy. That thing would never die.
It's unfortunate.
You know what's funny? The only things in this tier that break talks about in my team, it's the Mamo and the Kingler.
No, I hate Toxapex genuinely.
You know what? That's fair. I definitely think
Terra Ground high horsepower Kingler has fucking Toxpex's number, bro.
I
Did you
wish
get
I
Earthquake?
wish a lot more moves had secondary effects.
It does not get Earthquake, but it gets high horsepower. It's just like basically the same.
That makes because yeah.
It's 5 power less, 5 act less. Not a big deal.
Why does it high horsepower? Like, what does it do? I don't get why
Because
does
he's a horse, obviously.
Oh, totally.
It's because he has multiple legs. He kicks you with his hind legs.
He's just a horse.
But their legs are so skinny. Like,
I don't know. Maybe he high horsepowers with his claw.
That thing is like a high hydraulic press. It's got a lot of horsepower.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Kingler's actually a car.
By the way, Dino, when I was first looking at the draft, I was thinking about this. It would have been really funny to bring, and I like Sheer Force, Life Orb, Max Special Attack, Blizzard, Okos, Haxorus from Kingler.
How much special attack does Kingler have?
like 65 or something like that, I think. 50.
It's really funny.
It's 50. Yeah, it's
even a word.
But it's really funny if I just brought that and just sent him away.
It's the ultimate tech.
It's
I
gonna
probably
land
could
it
have gotten
right?
away with Terra. I probably could have got Terra Ice Beam. Probably would work too.
That's really funny, honestly.
Don't ever see it.
I could just bring Snowscape on Cryogonal. Light work. Make it 100% accurate.
Alright, thank y'all for joining me. I had a lot of fun with this, definitely.
Of course. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm excited for my team. I'm excited to see what other people have cooking for their own teams.
Yeah, me too. I think this team's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Mhm. Yep. That'll be a fun match. All right, I'll see y'all.
Wait, is someone playing tomorrow?
Oh, we're
Oh,
playing
me and
tomorrow. Me
Dino are
and
playing tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I love to watch that live if I can. When are you guys playing?
Yeah.
I think it's
Well, I'm
11
pretty
his
free all
time.
day. It's up to them. Yeah.
I think it was 11 your
Try to do
time.
around
Yeah, that's what we agreed on.
11
Like around
EST
11 or 12
or
CDT.
ET. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably be around. I'd love to
Yeah,
watch it.
we'll announce it in
Yeah.
the Discord before we do it.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. I had
Yeah,
it was fun
thank you
getting
for
a lot of
having me
other
as well.
opinions besides mine.
I like tier lists. Tier lists are good for the brain.
Yeah.
They're
Are you gonna
not
post
bad for
the
other
tier
purpose.
list in the
Yeah,
content tab?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Well, let other people make their tier list.
All right. Thank you all for joining the stream as well, everyone in chat. Um, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, yeah, the video is gonna come out ideally Monday for mine and Guitrail's battle.
Yep.
And goodbye.
All right. Bye. You guys take care.
You too.